say never again.
Hi my radiant beauties, my name is Sampson. Welcome back to a brand new video. If you are new here, click that bell icon down below and hit that bell icon so you can get notified every time I upload a brand new video. If you are old here, welcome back my radiant beauties. I love you and I greatly appreciate you. And without further ado, let's get on with this video. So for today's video, I'm going to be discussing Gina and Georgia versus Gilmore Girls. Which one is better? And I will give my opinion at the end of this video. So, Gina and Georgia aired on February 24, 2021. And the series starts off with Gina, Georgia, and her 9-year-old son Austin, who's looking for her first start in Willsbury after her husband dies. And on Gina's first day of school, she faces off and befriends this girl named Maxine, though who finds out that she has a bad boy twin brother named Marcus, and then another guy named Hunter, who she later kisses Marcus, but also agrees to go on a date with Hunter. Meanwhile, her mom meets with the owner named Jill and meets the Willsbury's mayor Paul, and then her next door neighbor Ellen, which is Marcus and Maxine's mother. Then on their date, Gina smokes the marijuana. Then when she got home, she had sex with Marcus, and then her mom, which was attending the board meeting, which is held by the mayor, and blackmails the coffee shop owner to sell his organic foods to the school at a low price, and gets a job at the mayor's office. And then we see throughout different episodes that we got to see Georgia's abuse as a teenager with her parents, and then how she got pregnant with Gina. And then her husband's crash, which was caused by this wolfsberry tree flower, I think it was. So then we go on to the series. We find out what happens with Gina and Georgia. We see the different dynamics. And then let me talk about the controversy. Now the controversy that's in between the show is with the whole thing at the last episode when Gina and her mom, Georgia, were inside her room and they were discussed and they were going at it about boys and stuff like that. And she made a comment talking about Taylor Swift, how her mom goes to more men than Taylor Swift. And Taylor Swift caught breach of this and Taylor was not having it. Like, I'm going to put it this way. We're not trying to go back. We're trying to move forward, and we are in a new era. We're in 2021, and we don't discriminate women because of how many men they have slept with or been with. It's our business, and we do what we feel makes us happy, and we enjoy our lives. The actor talked about it, how her character is very complicated, how she's imperfect. Yes, I do agree. We are imperfect humans, but I feel like that doesn't answer what Taylor was talking about. It doesn't objectify to why we shouldn't be saying these things. To me, as a woman, I don't think we should objectify women the way that men do the same thing, but they don't get that same hate. Women can do what they want, and if they feel freely to do these things, then let them be. And Gina and Georgia, I could see where they try to have comparisons to Gilmore Girls. Yes, the G&G, mother and daughter duo. And I remember in the first episode, George was saying that they're kind of like the Gilmore Girls, but have bigger boobs. To me, I found it a little funny, but maybe people who are fans of the Gilmore Girls wouldn't find that very funny. I'm in this group who really didn't see that it was cool to watch this show, but I don't mind the show at all, actually. I really like the show. I found I liked some of the humor, but I didn't like when they started talking about that, about the Taylor Swift thing, which wasn't right to me. But at the end of the day, it's a show. It's not the character's fault. They're just going with what the directors gave them and for their scripts. I feel like as women, we need to speak up more about these things and tell these directors that it's not cool to be saying these things. It's not right. We should not be coming and comparing women to how much men they've been with and stuff like that. We should be treated equally as men. And now I'm going to be discussing Gilmore Girls. The Gilmore Girls is an American drama series created by Amy Baldino, starring the two main characters, Lauren Graham and Alexis Bledel. And the show debuted on October 5th, 2000s, on the BW network. And the Gilmore Girls ran for 7 seasons and then moved to the CW, which ended its run on May 15, 2007. The main focus was the relationship between a single mother, Lorelai Gilmore, and her daughter Rory, who lived in a town called Stars Hollow in Connecticut, a small fictional town filled with colorful characters. The series explored family, romance, education, disappointment, and ambition, along with generational divides in social class, and later manifests the difficulties for Lorelai with her relationship with her high society parents, Emily and Richard Gilmore, and Rory's experience at Chilton, and later in Yale University. So the first season, Rory gets accepted into Chilton, so she can go to her dream school, Harvard. But there's a heavy price tag on the private school, and Lorelai has to go and talk to her parents to help her pay for the school. And they agree, but then there's a catch. She has to go to Friday night dinners at their house. And then Rory is also struggling and dealing with having to go with the demands at the school, and then she gets a rivalry with this girl named Paris Geller. And then she meets her first boyfriend, Dean, in Stars Hollow. But then the pair break up because she doesn't reciprocate his I love you, and she says thank you instead. And then we find about Lorelai's love life with Rory's teacher, Max Medina, so she decides she's gonna give it a chance. But it creates kind of a tension between Rory and her mom, Lorelai. Then at the same time, she is friends with diner owner Luke Danes. But they have this really strong mutual attraction. But Lorelai denies it and she says that she doesn't like Luke. And then Rory's father comes to Stars Hollow and tries to see if there's something between she and the mom. But Lorelai tells him he's way immature. And now Lorelai has to adjust to seeing her parents on Fridays with her working schedule at the Independence Inn. But Emily and Richard are enjoying their granddaughter and realizing that they missed so much in her life in the years not seeing her. It ends with Rory reuniting back with Dean and Max proposing to Lorelai. I would say the comparisons that they were trying to have with Gina and Georgia was trying to compare that with the G&G stuff, trying to say that the dynamic duo of mother and daughtership. But to me, how could you compare the Gilmore Girls to Gina and Georgia? Gina and Georgia is fairly new. I know that Gilmore Girls was way back in the day, but still, it's still a great show. In my opinion now, this is my conclusion, to see the differences between Gina and Georgia is that Georgia still had the father in her life when Gina was a baby. And you got to see that during the series in Gina and Georgia. The parent was there for the baby, but Rory didn't have that. The only father figure that she had was Luke. And when Luke confronted her actual father, he told him who was there for Rory when she was sick, who was there when she had breakups, who was there when she needed this and that. Luke. Her father wasn't there. Find out in The Year of Our Life that the same thing that Christopher was trying to avoid working with his father's business ends up him working for his father. He's single and he realizes that Luke won, that he had the upper hand. Watching Gina and Georgia, they try to do similarities. The similarities that I'm talking about is with the dynamic dude, Joe. That was kind of supposed to be Luke. Paul, I believe, is supposed to be Christopher. Christopher was supposed to be Paul. Georgia's, I wouldn't say husband because they weren't really married. Had issues there, but you didn't see Christopher in Rory's life than when you see Gina's actual father in her life. That's the difference. You see, when you watch Lorelai and Rory, you see the more dynamic duo. They are very close, but there's more strained attachments to Gina and Georgia. She doesn't trust her mom. She's, I think 16 or 15 at the time, but still. Rory has more of a connection. I feel like there's more elements to Gilmore Girls than Gina and Georgia. Which one is better, you may ask? Well, let me tell you. I find Gilmore Girls is the best. Even though it is a classic, I like the original series better than The Year of Our Life. That's just my opinion. Gina and Georgia, it has its moments, but it threw me off when it started talking about Taylor Swift and the whole controversy against that. I feel like I'm more of a connection to watching Gilmore Girls because you see more of the dynamics, you see where Lorelai was coming from, where the characters grow, and you see more of the dynamics when you watch Gilmore Girls. And that's why I decided Gilmore Girls is the best. please let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite show? Do you think that the controversy between Gina and Georgia is rightfully so? Do you think that Gilmore Girls should come back with the original characters and Amy Powell, the original creator, helping out? Do you think it should have stayed in the past? Do you think The Year of My Life is good? Let me know in the comments below. That's all the time I have for today. I hope to see you guys in the next one. And peace out. Bye, guys.